So,
Not the same.
who are you playing right now?
I'm definitely just taking it easy with Soul right now.
Okay, cool. Soul's a great character to learn how to play this game with, honestly. So you are lucky. You are my last appointment for the day, so we get to spend some quality time together. We're gonna play a couple matches, right?
Oh,
Just
fuck, dude. Come on, dude.
three,
That's
4,
not
5 games, and then we'll come back and we'll talk a little bit about how they went. Okay?
You know, all right. It's not gonna. It's not gonna be.
So
Right.
here's the thing, honestly, like we could just sit down and walk through all the systems one by one, but a lot of that shit doesn't make sense or doesn't matter to you until later, right? So we want you to learn in like bite-sized chunks. That's the easiest way.
Okay.
This game is like there's a lot of shit in it, right? Like people are able to play this game for 10 years and not know everything. So
That's insane.
yeah, so we want to break this down, right? This is going to be it's a lifetime, right? It's a lifetime of Guilty Gear.
Alrighty. Here we go.
Whew.
Oh no.
Woo! Oh, the classic.
Oh no.
Nice. Ooh. Nice.
Oh boy.
So
Actually, I don't even know how to tech throws either, and I heard that's like one of the hardest.
well,
things
yeah.
to do.
So you don't beat throws by teching them in this game. Throws are one frame. They're basically
Yeah.
instant. They're one frame, and if they happen on the same frame as an attack, the throw wins. So if you tech, it's because you both went for the same one frame throw.
That makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
I was curious about that. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm not taking any of that. Oh, that was deep.
Oh, nice.
Oops. Oh boy.
Nice.
Oh shit. Nope.
Nice.
Only I can land a goddamn thing. All right.
Oh, we got combos.
Just trying to convert up a command.
Yep. That was good though. You one of the easiest things for a Street Fighter player to get used to in this game is like tick into Soul's command grab, because you're like, yo, I get a combo off a command grab and they stay in the corner. This is ridiculous.
That's like trademark Street Fighter shit. That's
Oh,
all I
yeah.
have is like, all right, I'm gonna tick into throws. Oops. Christ.
Woo!
Oh, I tried.
That was lucky. Nice.
Oh boy. I thought you would press the button. Sweet! Why does this character look like a young Koga from Pokemon?
I love it.
Turn up the heat.
Kicking is not a real thing. Or no, maybe like an anti.
What, the 5 kick?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's good.
Maybe
It's
an
not as good as it used to be. It used to be like the broken shit. Now it's like, it's okay. Ooh.
I just need to learn a block.
Woo.
Oh shit! Oh no!
Ooh, the swinging. Woo! That was good. So the main thing that I'd say the first thing that a lot of Street Fighter players need to get used to in Guilty Gear is that neutral in this game is not as, the movements are not as small as they are. I'm gonna head back to the room real quick. The movements are not as small as they are in Street Fighter. So you're used to like Footsie's range in Street Fighter, right? Where you're like just outside of their attack range, and you move like back and forth because you want to bait something and then whiff punish, right?
Right.
And it looks a lot like boxing. In Guilty Gear, the metaphor that I'd use is closer to like jousting or fencing or something, because you speed up when you run, right? So the longer you run at somebody, the faster you go in that run. And then you get to keep some of the momentum, right? And so there isn't really as much room for like, oh, I bait the whiff, I bait the attack and whiff punish, because we're both speeding towards each other. Right.
Okay.
You got the running at each other part down, right? Like we were both running and we were pressing buttons, and I was just pressing my faster button, and so that's why I was winning most of the time.
Okay.
And so a lot of learning neutral early on in this game is just learning, hey, what are my attacks? How are they useful when I'm running straight at them? And if they're running at me, like what can I learn about their button press, right? So in that case, I was running at you with a lot of just crouch punch, which is Chip's fastest attack. It beats a lot of shit. Okay.
Right.
And
is there a priority system in this game as well?
So there's kind of a priority. This game has like everything in it. And there often isn't a clear way to determine like you have to learn the move interactions by yourself, because a lot of it is frame data, hitboxes, and the move priority, right?
Okay.
But generally speaking, if I'm coming at you with a crouch punch, you want to try swinging with one of your bigger buttons to catch me earlier in the anim, right? Mm-hmm. You want it
more like hard slashes.
Exactly.
I know like far slash.
Far slash and hard slash are probably good ones to try out.
If I were to really be cheeky, if I catch you running and then you just crouch or something, maybe 4 or like six hard slash to be a.
So six hard slash is like you are slapping me in the face with something very large. Right?
Yeah, that's overhead, right?
It's not an overhead, but it does give you a lot of block pressure.
Okay.
The other thing to think about, so you can either try and hit me before I get to you, right? If you think I'm going to do an attack that's really close, you can go under me. So Soul's Crouch Dust is really good at just going under all kinds of ridiculous shit. You can try and beat it with 6P. So everyone in this game has a 6P that's upper body invincible. And most people use it for anti-air, but there's a lot of attacks that are upper body or that would hit the upper body in neutral too. So a lot of times that will beat whatever I come in with.
Oh, okay. So I saw you. You did an air dash, and then I don't know if you did an air dash or not, but it was something along the lines of you jumping back and then hitting me with like the flip, what's that, hard slash,
Sure.
all the way down. Can I, if I like anticipate that,
Yeah.
theoretically I get 6p it because I'm upper body invulnerable.
So if I'm in an air tech situation, right? Let's say you hit me in the air, but it's not a knockdown, and so I can tech out. Is that what you're asking?
Well, oh, sorry, Jesus Christ, I just
Yeah.
got scared by my own sub alert. What the fuck? Woo! Sorry.
All good.
But there were moments where I was just trying to chase you down on the ground, and then you went airborne, and I tried to anti-air you.
Sure.
You were trying to bait up the uppercut, but it paid out in your favor, and you still like I don't know if you like air dash backwards or something, and then you hit me with like hard slash on the way down.
Yeah.
Can I just anti-air that with 6p if I were in that
So
position?
you can usually anti-air that with 6p. You can dragon punch if you're feeling lucky.
I know you were baiting that, and I'm not
Yeah.
comfortable yet.
The other thing you can do is air throw. So air throw is one of the most reliable anti-airs in this game once you get good at
I
it.
didn't get to that part.
Air throw it's either 4 or 6 and hard slash in the air, and it has to be one of those two. You can't do a diagonal.
Okay. I
Like
just needed to
ground.
know which button it was. I was like actually confused. I had no idea.
Yeah, you got a lot to learn. Don't worry about it. In general, for your anti-airs, you want to be thinking, do I want to air throw 6p, blitz shield, which is it's a more specific mechanic. You don't really need to worry about it now, or dragon punch, right?
Right.
And
Dragon Punch, I feel like is the last resort. For
yeah,
now.
in general, you don't want to think too much about dragon punching for anti-airs until a little bit later. For reversals, it's great, and if you have meter and they're gonna block it, then you can make it safe. So there's that. But yeah, you want to be starting to get an idea of when and how to use those different anti-airs. So
Okay.
I'm gonna switch to Soul real quick so that you can copy stuff more directly, and then we'll play a couple more games. All right?
Hell yeah.
Who dares
This is exciting.
Yeah.
A whole new world. And it's
What have you been playing besides Street Fighter lately?
I've been focusing on Tekken 7, but
Oh, nice.
that's freaking again something that I have to really commit
Yeah.
time to.
So,
I've been playing a lot of 3S though.
well, you don't have
I
to
don't
put
know,
any
man,
time into that, so don't worry.
It's old people tendencies, dude. Like I went back to Street Fighter 4 and Street Fighter 3S just because it's
Yeah,
old.
I get you, man. Tekken is very similar to Guilty Gear in that they don't change the game much from installment to installment, right?
Okay.
Which means that if you've been playing Tekken consistently for the last 10 years, a lot of that information is still useful, right? It's the same
Right.
with Guilty Gear. And so there's a lot of stuff that you're just gonna have to learn bits and pieces by, and that's why I say it's good to break it down and just be consistent in your learning, right? Just like learn a little bit every day, because if you try and digest it all at once, you're just gonna play and you're gonna feel like shit because you know all the stuff you're supposed to be doing, but you don't actually have practice doing it.
Right. No, that makes sense. I'm not gonna be discouraged either when
Yeah.
learning these kind of games, man. I'm actually having a lot of fun with the tutorial system and like.
Yo, the tutorials are so good. The missions are great.
It's pretty sick.
Yeah.
Actually. Well, I'm
Honestly,
having a
like-
lot of fun with this game so far.
Use the characters. So all the missions are really useful. The character specific missions are just really good at pointing out like these are normals that are hard to deal with, so you need to learn how to deal with them.
Yeah.
All right, let's get some soul mirrors. This is the manliest matchup.
Let's rock.
Jesus.
Woo!
I didn't mean to. Nani?
Duel. Keep on rocking.
Oh.
Oh, nani. I'm trying to DP.
I mean, it's not a bad idea.
I didn't mean to do that. Oh, what the fuck? Fat finger syndrome? Oh, boy. Woo!
Oh, nice.
Oh, boy. Run that back. That was just me being weird.
Yeah, for sure.
with my movement and just pressing all these buttons.
I honestly like learning movement and learning learning to be clean and precise with your inputs in this game. Like you feel like you're playing a different character.
Oh, sick.
Nice.
Oh, boy.
Ooh. Ooh.
Well, I tried to DP.
Oh. Oh no!
Oh, you tried it.
So you see how that far slash is just like it's slapping you in the face a lot.
Yeah.
That's a really powerful tool. It's kind of like Ryu's like stand medium kick or something in Street Fighter V. Like
Okay.
it's just it will beat a ton of shit. And when you combine it with movement, it's not a bad normal to start out just like framing the neutral. Oh,
Oh, I'll take that ground viper.
yeah.
Let's go.
Nice.
Damn it. Oh, sick. You got it.
Oh, nice.
Oh, no. Look at how much meter I had.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So like once you feel reasonably comfortable with Soul in neutral and like you're doing like you say you're new, you're doing more literate stuff than most new players come to Guilty Gear. Like you got a pretty intuitive sense for like the basics of how to move this character and how the buttons work and shit. So as soon as you kind of get used to like your attack patterns and figuring out ways to kind of stay in someone's face, the next thing you do is figure out how to use meter to basically make that easier, right? YRC Gunflame is the big thing, right?
Gotcha.
But there's a lot of stuff that you can just use to make it easier to cheat and steal a turn, right?
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna try to implement that this next time.
Yeah, for sure. Cool.
That's not a punish at all. Jesus.
It's Soul's like big swing shit is surprisingly hard to punish in this game. It kind of reminds me of like ST Ken, where like he'll whiff a DP in your face and then throw you on the way down. You're like, the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah. That's actually pretty good.
Oof,
Ah!
that was terrible.
Oh, did I not block that?
Yeah, so that comes high.
Yeah, I thought I.
Yeah,
I saw it. I was just like, oh shit. Oh shit. That's cold slash. Is that cold slash?
Which one?
Oh yeah, it is. Okay.
Oh.
You know. Let's go!
Nice. Ooh, good shit. Nice. Good.
Not over yet.
Oh, I just stood there and took it like a man.
I respect it.
I thought I was gonna block, but I totally missed. Woo.
Duel 3. Keep on rocking.
Yikes. Oh, come on, DP. Oh, I did the same! I did the same thing!
Yeah, so you can't air throw while you're air dashing.
Okay.
But that's a good call out. In general, if we both go for an air throw, the person who's lower to the ground, or who's underneath the other person, is gonna win.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of like Marvel 3. Oh! God bless Soul players.
Oh!
Woo, nice.
Oh, I didn't even
Hey! Oh.
want it at all. I just press buttons.
Yep.
Oh, fuck. Okay. Alright. Okay. I'm getting sort of the hang of it.
Yeah. And like, man, that's how you do it. You just show up, you play games, you get better, you know what I mean? Cool. Ooh, that was good.
Oh, okay.
Oh, nice.
Oh, I ran into it like a nerd.
Woo!
Oh,
Oh.
no. Stop it.
I don't have dust combos with Soul.
Dang it.
Duel 2. All or nothing.
Ooh, good shit.
Oh, Jesus. I didn't know you could cancel that. Holy
Yep.
shit.
You can cancel it very late.
Oh, Big Dick Bandit. Oh, my God. Come on, bro. Jesus. That was meaty. Oh, okay. I didn't know you could meaty like that. That's crazy. Oh, shit. All right. Cool. I'm stealing all that. That's crazy.
Honestly, don't steal my Soul shit. My Soul shit is whack.
For a beginner, I'm going to
Yeah,
do this.
yeah.
I'm going to steal all this for now.
Let's rock.
Whoa, nice 6P. Okay. Butt cheeks. I need to learn how to use dust.
Yeah.
Much dust.
Yeah.
It's assigned to my R1, so it's like it's a weird.
Oh, yeah. If you're playing on a pad, you need that button to be accessible. It's super important,
I'm
especially
playing
for.
on I'm playing on stick.
Okay.
Oh, you pressed the button. You got me. You got me. You got me. You got me.
Good block. Ooh.
I tried to deep. Oh shit! I tried to be a soul player. Hiya!
Oh, good.
Oh, it's so far. I even tried to backdash. Get out of here. That's a far button.
Yeah.
God bless.
Let's play one more.
Okay, okay. I need some words of wisdom in a bit.
Heaven or hell. Duel. One. Let's rock.
Cool. Woo!
Oh no!
Aw, that sucks. I'm in the wrong order. Oop.
What?
That was garbage. Don't worry.
I'm out. I didn't mean to do that, but I'm out. I didn't mean to do that, but I'm out.
Yeah, that was good. Like, it's so the time slowdown effect that Roman Cancel has is useful for all kinds of shit besides just like getting combos. And getting out of shit is definitely one thing you can use it for.
No, the stamp. Oh. Gotcha.
There we go. Now we're looking like soul players.
Oh. Oh shit.
Oh, nice. Ooh, good shit.
Ow!
Oh, fuck.
Oh shit.
Oh.
Oh, what the fuck?
Hitboxes,
was
man.
that?
Hey!
No. Oh.
Alright, that was a good way to go out.
2 DPs. That was
Yeah.
sick. It was actually pretty sick.
Yeah.
You like a Ryu me. You dashed up DP.
I don't know. Did you ever watch Daigo? So when Daigo first started coming out to Evo in like 2002, 2003, he actually, I think he won Guilty Gear in 2003, and the man does like nothing but run up Dragon Punch, and it works every time. It's beautiful. I love it. So you're an experienced fighting game player, but not terribly experienced with the anime, and so a lot of what you're going to be learning is going to be kind of figuring out where the differences between what you know from other fighting games, like how that stuff gets translated into Guilty Gear, because it's all there.
Right.
It just shows up in different places.
Right.
Soul is a good character for you to start out with. What I would recommend doing, Guilty Gear I think of it as a lot more like flow-y than Street Fighter. Like Street Fighter action often happens in like bursts. It's like bits and pieces of intensity, and then you got like a little bit of nothing, right? Like a footsies engagement, like you're clashing, then maybe you back off. Guilty Gear, like if you start whooping someone's ass, you can continue beating their ass if they're making bad decisions.
Right.
And Soul is a really cool character because he's built around this concept of momentum. Like when you play against a really good Soul, it feels like he's just running at you and swinging, and it doesn't matter if you block or not because he's gonna fuck you up somehow.
Right.
And there's a lot of stuff in his kit where he's just like oh, maybe I stopped moving because you blocked Bandit Bringer or you blocked Fafnir or whatever, but that's okay. I got another fast button. I'm just going to press that fast button. I'm going to stay in your face and I'm going to make you block a Gunflame or whatever the fuck.
Just curious. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Yeah.
Fafnir and Bandit Bringer are also on block?
So it depends on whether you IB them or not.
Okay. Yeah, instant block. Gotcha.
Oh, one good thing to do is just keep the frame data wiki. Either get Gunframe on your phone or open up the Dust Loop frame data and just have that open so you can refer to stuff.
Okay, I didn't even know that was a thing. Hold on, I'm gonna download it right now.
Yeah. Grab that shit because it just makes it that much easier to answer those questions in the moment.
Let's
Because
go.
it's good, right?
Let's chill, baby. What's the name of the thing?
So if you're looking, you got what phone you got?
iOS. Is what
All
I'm
right,
looking at.
let me check and see if there's the iOS version. Yeah, so it's called Gunframe. Gunframe Z? Gunframe. But it should be on the iOS Apple Store. Yeah, I can send you the link if you can't find it.
I got a frame by Andreas.
Yeah, that's it.
Got it.
So keep that handy. You're going to want to learn frame data basically like as you start playing the matchup to figure out when you can swing. But it's complicated by the fact that if you FD or IB stuff, then the frame data
It's different,
changes.
yeah. Do they have? Let's see. Oh, okay, I see it. The instant block. Okay.
Yeah.
So if I were to like, oh.
Yeah, so if you look at Soul's stuff, like a lot of his stuff is like I think it's Bandit Bringer is usually even on block, but if you IB it, then the defender has the advantage. And that move is kind of designed to teach you to IB, right? But you don't IB all the time, you just IB on that hit or whatever. So the thing that I would suggest you focus on is just figuring out like when Soul is fucking winning, right? When he's just in your face and he's fucking you up, what's he doing? How does he keep attacking? Because he usually doesn't stop, right?
Right.
And you'll find very early on there's like net play Soul is kind of like it's kind of like a net play Ken or something. Like they're just this test that every player has to learn how to pass, right? Because if Soul is constantly staying in your face and pressing buttons and doing his shit, blocking is usually not the right answer. And so you kind of have to learn, like, you want to get your Soul to the point where he can just wreck people who are blocking, right? And then you want to figure out how you beat that Soul, right? Each of Soul's moves always has like a counter attack that you can that the other player can do. They just have to be able to get to know it and get it ready on time, right? Like a lot of the Soul stuff could be instant air dashed, it could be 6P'd, it could be whatever. But first you want to figure out like what Soul is like when he's fucking you up. So just you can watch kind of any Soul for that.
Okay.
After you feel comfortable with that, right? Like you're just fucking mauling the training dummy, right? You're mauling whoever. The next thing you want to you want to look at is where does Soul get a chance to dial it back a little bit. And I would recommend watching Deb, D-E-B. He's the best Soul in North America, but he's really patient, and it's kind of cool. Like the character to me doesn't feel like he's designed to be patient, but Deb is super smart. He's probably the smartest Soul player I've ever seen. And it's super cool to watch him because he plays the character very differently. So if you get an idea of what like kind of typical Soul is like, and then watch how Deb plays, you'll start to pick up stuff for yourself. That makes sense?
Where would I find? So I need to see like what a typical Soul would be like. At least a competent like tournament player typical Soul, and then compare it to Deb, right?
Yeah.
I think that'd be the way to do it.
So the easiest place to find match videos is it's a website. It's keeponrock.in.
Keeponrock.in.
Yeah, keep on rocking.
Okay, gotcha.
I will. So if you go to the TalkGG page we're using for voice chat, I'll just paste the link into the chat there. And it's not letting me paste links. Never mind. But if you go there, it's a searchable database of YouTube links to match videos. And if you look in the upper right corner, there's a search function. You can actually specify which character you want to search for. So you can just search for Soul versus whoever, right?
Okay.
Oh,
I see.
Yeah. And it'll come up. Now, a lot of these are like videos from Mikado or whatever, so you're not going to get like random scrub Soul. You're going to get like some pretty good Souls, but there's a bunch of them there. He's a very popular character. So you can kind of get an idea of how your typical Soul plays there.
Let me see.
And honestly, at the stage you're at, just like watching this shit and taking notes on like strings that you can copy will get you pretty far, right? You'll start playing with the building blocks.
Okay.
This is also a really good site to go to for matchup study because you can search for Soul versus the specific matchup you're trying to learn and see how like a bunch of different people handle it.
How do I do it character specific rather than player specific? Oh, I click on the actual.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. But you
Gotcha,
click on
gotcha.
that icon on the left and lets you specify which character.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So,
Perfect.
So check out that
gives me-
shit. That's a pretty good starting point. Also, like I don't know if you're all also already hooked up on like Discords and stuff. Character Discords tend to be pretty good for Guilty Gear, especially if you have specific questions you're trying to ask.
Right. I think I'm in there,
Cool.
but I'm obviously not very active. But
Yeah.
Only because I just started learning literally today.
Yeah, for sure. Well, dude, like, welcome to Guilty Gear. This game is fucking sweet. It's like, I know there's a lot in there, but to me, it makes the game feel worthwhile. Like, whenever you're getting beaten by something, you're not going to sit down and be like, oh, this is bullshit and I can't beat it. You're going to be like, I have 5 tools that I know that can deal with this thing. I just need to remember that these are the tools that I have and like test them out and be ready to use them.
Right.
And to me, like, even though I get my ass stomped in Gear, right? Like top players will beat me 50, 60 games in a row. But it never feels bad because I can see what they're doing and it doesn't feel like the game is bullshit. It just feels like I need to learn more. And to be honest, like for me, that feels great. So I think you're going to have a lot of fun.
Yeah, it feels like the answers are very much so accessible, and like the animations you see to kind of make it like easy to react to is just also like execution I have to get used to. Because
Yeah.
like, I see what you're doing also because I've seen it from like match videos, but
Yeah.
now that I've actually like gotten a feel of the character, like what he's kind of capable of, I could like it gives me imagination to test it out in the training room. So that's pretty satisfying in itself.
Yeah.
Where other games that I won't mention can't really give you that satisfaction.
And to be honest, like this game, there's so much stuff in this that the community kind of treats it like it's a project that everyone's studying together. So like, don't be shy about asking questions because whatever you could figure out in training mode, like, yeah, you should do that. You should experiment. You should get used to your shit. But honestly, like, there's probably a doc that someone has somewhere where it's like, this is the shit that we work together to figure out to deal with this particular solution. And it's really cool seeing some of that stuff.
Okay.
So yeah, like don't be shy about asking questions because it might take you years to figure out that someone could just say, "Oh, hey, by the way, this is the best answer that we found so far," and that helps, you know.
Right.
Cool. Well,
Yeah,
thanks
I'll
for coming
definitely- I'll
by,
definitely
man.
Look it out. Thank you for having me. And
Yeah, this
taking
is
the time out to stream it and at least teach the new guys and again taking up some of your time to do this is really
Yeah,
I
dude.
really appreciate it.
Well,
really
it's a lot of fun, and y'all make it fun. So thanks for stopping by. If you want to get some more training in next week, just let me know. You know, you got the sheet and stuff.
Yeah, I'll definitely put my name in for next week.
sure.
Hopefully,
Cool.
if I'm in town, but I think most likely it would be on like Tuesdays.
Yeah. That's good.
And then hopefully I'll at least be able to get like a solid round off you per game, and then not get 2-0 every time.
Hell yeah, man. Baby steps.